Lionel Messi just became the greatest World Cup scorer in history. 5 goals in 2 games. Argentina have already qualified for the knockouts. The defending champions look unstoppable. And that is exactly the problem. Because this tournament has a trap. It does not care how good you are. It does not care how many goals you score. It does not care about records or history or destiny. It has swallowed better teams than this one. And right now, Argentina are walking straight into it. This is not a story about football tactics. This is a story about psychology. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Here is how the trap works. When a giant enters a tournament, they carry 2 things onto the pitch: their quality and their expectation. The quality is an advantage. The expectation is a weapon pointed at themselves. Everyone expects Argentina to win. Argentina expect Argentina to win. The entire football world has already started writing the story. Back-to-back champions. Messi's perfect ending. The greatest player ever, lifting the greatest trophy twice. The story sounds beautiful. That is exactly what makes it dangerous. Because when the story is already written, every match becomes about not ruining it. And that is not the same as playing to win. That is playing to not lose. And as we have seen at every single World Cup, those 2 things produce completely different football. Now here is where Argentina's trap becomes unique, because they have already fallen into it once. 2022, Qatar. Game 1, Argentina versus Saudi Arabia. World number 1 against a team ranked 51st. A team with no stars. A team with no fear. A team that had absolutely nothing to lose. You know what happened. Everyone knows what happened. Saudi Arabia scored twice. Argentina lost. The greatest team in the world, beaten by a nation that barely anyone had watched before that afternoon. But here is what nobody talks about. That defeat might have saved them. It reset the pressure. It shattered the expectation. It turned Argentina from the invincible favorites into a team with something to prove. And a team with something to prove plays differently. They stop being careful. They stop protecting the story. They start playing football again. They went on to win the World Cup. So the question in 2026 is not whether Argentina are good enough. They are clearly good enough. The question is whether they are too good too early. 5 goals. 2 wins. Already qualified. Messi breaking records before the tournament has even reached the round of 32. Every other team in this tournament just watched that. Every coach, every defensive analyst, every underdog who qualified against the odds and traveled here with one plan. Do not let them play. That is the entire blueprint. It is the same blueprint Saudi Arabia used in 2022. It is the same blueprint Morocco used against Spain, Portugal, and Belgium that same year. It is the same blueprint that has embarrassed the biggest teams at every World Cup for 50 years. You do not try to beat Argentina, you try to suffocate them. 10 players behind the ball. Compact lines. No space between the defenders. You make the pitch feel small. You make Messi feel irrelevant. You make the crowd feel nervous. And then you wait. Because here is the secret that underdogs know and favorites forget. Patience beats panic every single time. When Argentina cannot score, they will push higher. When they push higher, the space is open behind them. When the space is open, one counterattack is all it takes. And in a knockout tournament, 1 goal changes everything. Now add the weight of history onto all of this. No team has won back-to-back World Cups since Brazil in 1958 and 1962. That is 64 years without a repeat champion. 64 years of defending champions going home early. France in 2002. Italy in 2002. Spain in 2014. Germany in 2018. Every single defending champion eliminated before the final. Argentina know this. Scaloni knows this. Messi knows this. That knowledge does not motivate a team. It haunts them. It sits in the back of every player's mind during the quiet moments before a knockout game. 1 moment of hesitation, 1 misplaced pass, 1 save from a goalkeeper nobody has ever heard of. That is all it takes for the trap to close. And then there is Messi himself. He is 38 years old. He has just become the highest scorer in the history of this tournament. He is playing in his 6th and almost certainly final World Cup. The whole world is watching him. The whole world is cheering for him. And that is the heaviest weight of all. Because when the story becomes about one man, an entire team can start playing for that man instead of playing for each other. The ball goes to Messi when it should not. Players take the safe pass instead of the creative run. The team starts thinking about the ending instead of the process. It happens slowly. You cannot see it on a tactical screen, but you can feel it in the rhythm of a game. When a team starts playing carefully, the trap has already begun to close. This is not a prediction that Argentina will fail. This is a warning about the moment when everything changes. Right now, Argentina feel invincible. That feeling is real. It is also the most dangerous moment in any tournament. Because the teams waiting in the knockout rounds are not watching Messi's goals. They are watching Argentina's defensive shape. They are watching the spaces behind the fullbacks. They are building a plan. And somewhere in this tournament, there is a goalkeeper no one is talking about. A defender who has been marking strikers better than Messi his entire career. A coach who has drilled one specific pattern for 6 months, waiting for this exact moment. The trap does not announce itself. It never does. Spain fell into it this year. Argentina fell into it in 2022 and recovered. Germany fell into it in 2018 and never came back. The best team does not always win. Sometimes the best team beats itself. And the moment they start believing the story that everyone else is telling about them, the story is already over. Argentina are the best team at this World Cup. Messi is the greatest player this tournament has ever seen. The trap does not care. Subscribe if you want to understand the game nobody is explaining to you. The game has not changed. You have. You're welcome.